They thought it was lunch. It was actually a weapon. Every Wednesday, without fail, I'd put my lunch in the staff fridge, and by midday, it was gone. I tried everything. Unlabeled containers, weird leftovers nobody would want. Even the passive-aggressive note approach. The classic, hands off, I licked it. None of it worked. This wasn't about hunger. It was about winning. About knowing they couldn't take something from me and walk away smiling. So I stopped thinking about how to keep my lunch and started thinking about how to make sure they couldn't enjoy it. Not just today's lunch, any lunch, ever again. I went to a Korean grocer across town, found the most aggressive, nose-scorching kimchi they had. The kind that smells like it's still fermenting and still arguing with itself. I took it home, minced it up, mixed it into a brine so rich, so concentrated, that just opening the jar made my eyes water. Then I set it into a thin jelly, thicker than a spill, looser than a solid, just enough to explode on contact. I used a regular Tupperware container, but inside I rigged a simple tripwire, a loop of fishing line, a latch, and a shallow lid just above the jelly. Pull the main lid open, the latch pops, and the jelly drops forward, chest height, maximum coverage. I tested it at home. It worked too well. My kitchen smelt like a fish market bin fire for the rest of the night. Wednesday came. I packed the bait lunch, set the trap, and slid it into the fridge at work. At 11:08 a.m, I heard the fridge door open. A pause. Then the tiny of the tripwire releasing. Splat. A wet, meaty smack followed by the sound of disbelief. Chunks of red-orange jelly clinging to shirt fibres. Slow motion sliding downwards. Cabbage leaves plastered like stickers. That vinegar garlic funk blooming outwards like an air raid. People gagged. One person had to leave the room. And the thief just stood there, frozen, holding the container like it had betrayed him personally. I didn't think it was Darren, but then I walked past him and said, as casually as I could, "You smell just like the kimchi I buy from Jagalchi Mart." He just stared at me, eyes watering. I smiled politely and added, "That was mine, but you can keep it." By 11:20 a.m, he'd given up, packed his bag, went home to shower. I heard later he had to take the whole afternoon off, which meant tapping into the leave he'd been banking for his Anzac Day trip to Noosa. No long weekend for Darren. No Noosa. Cop that, you thief. The next morning, Darren tried to do damage control in the break room. Loud enough for people to hear. He said, "I thought it was mine." I looked up from my coffee. "Uh-huh. You have Munchlax stickers all over your Tupperware too?" Silence. A few stifled laughs. And Darren walking out again. By lunchtime, the story had travelled further than the smell. Well, almost. Nobody touched my lunch since.